So hope you all are having a wonderful spring day. It's pretty nice here in Minnesota today. Not sure what happened to our Minnesota Wild last night, but ugh. Hopefully the Timberwolves can pull it through tonight. Okay, we'll wait about one more minute and then we'll get going, and then there'll be more people that'll come on. So don't say the important stuff right away, Mike.
Sounds good. I'll keep our names out of it.
There you go. Okay, well, let's get started. Good morning, everyone. We have Mike Arvold, and I'm not sure what you'll have to introduce your partner there.
Yep.
But he's here to give us a presentation. Hello, go ahead. Do you want to?
My name's Eric Hermanson. Yep.
Okay, hi, Eric. Welcome. So Mike and Eric are from a company called Contract for Deed, LLC, and they are going to talk to you about basically what to do with those people, like 50% of the people that can't afford a home, and what the other options are to help those people out. So this should be really good. So I'll let you take over and you can talk about yourselves and your company. Okay.
Thank you so much, Kathy. We appreciate it. Nice to meet everybody. Like Kathy said, my name's Mike Arvold. This is Eric Hermanson. We are two of the owners of Contract for Deed LLC. Essentially, and I'll pull up a PowerPoint here and we'll run through that. But essentially, how we help real estate agents and clients is we help clients that do not fit into the traditional mortgage box, or clients that do not want to fit into the traditional mortgage box, whether that's because of they don't want to provide the documentation that traditional mortgage lenders offer. They have bad credit, they missed a couple mortgage payments, so their credit's gone down. Student loans, judgments, foreclosures, bankruptcies, anything. With us, credit scores don't matter. So we're able to take those clients and essentially pre-approve them and send them back to you guys so that you can take them out and find them houses and get them pre-approved and get them into a house. So what I'll do is I'll jump into our PowerPoint real quick. So bear with me 1 second and then I'll share my screen. All right, let's go here, share. Okay. Hopefully everybody can see the screen here.
Yep.
So let's go. There we go. So here's the founders. Here's the owners right here. So you got Eric Hermanson. Eric's a big real estate entrepreneur and investor. Do you want to give him a little background of you?
Yeah, I've been invested in real estate for, I don't know, 20 years now. Started out just buying duplexes and fourplexes. Went through the old '08 crash, held on to everything, but that's kind of when the first idea of my credit got hit, and I was like, there's no other tool or vehicle for me to continue to buy these things now that the prices have come down. So I had to get creative with it. And that's kind of where the idea of this all came from, is, giving people an opportunity to continue moving forward if they've had a little hiccup on their credit or whatnot. So ended up recovering and, kept investing. I got about 350 doors right now across, I don't know, 60 or 70 properties. And yeah, so we started this several years back, and main goal is to help people and to put the client first. There's weird situations that everyone runs into, whether it's medical and health things that can have a hiccup, to divorce, to just making a bad business decision and bankruptcy, or having a couple businesses and not having all of your taxes and debt stuff in order to make a move. So we're there to help anyone we can, and yeah, that's kind of the backbone of our business.
Love it. And I'm Mike Arvold. So my background is mortgage and banking and finance. So not sure if a lot of you know my name, but I am a traditional mortgage banker. So I'm the branch manager of Refine Lending, which is a division of Luminate Bank located in Minnesota. Operate out of all 50 states and expert with all loan programs, non-QM, and all that. And that's where I came into the company and said, hey, let's legitimize this like a lot and let's kind of revolutionize the space because it was very dirty kind of when we first got in with a lot of investors that were trying to take advantage of clients instead of putting the client first. So it was very bar napkin. So we revolutionized it and created a disclosure package, fee worksheets. We make it all about the client, really good communication service and education from beginning to end. So when you do a lot of these, and we've worked with quite a few people at your brokerage, but when you work with us on these, it feels very similar to a traditional mortgage, and that's kind of the goal that we have here. So, and then Kenny, he's our CFO, basically, consider him that. Kenny owns his own accounting firm out of Maplewood that he focuses in real estate taxes and stuff like that. So he handles, the back end payment system, paying taxes, he signs all the purchase agreements and stuff like that. So that is our team. Here's our mission statement. So essentially, not regurgitating this, but our goal is to just offer six-star service. We want to treat every client as family, and kind of unlike how traditional mortgage companies often seek reasons to decline people, we are here to find reasons to say yes. So. And here's our process. So essentially, we buy the property, and we'll go through the exact process of how like a real estate agent gets us in touch with the client. But we purchase the property while selling the property back to the client on a contract for deed. And we do that at the closing table. So essentially, the clients are utilizing our credit and banking relationships to pursue their dream of home ownership. And our process is fast, easy. Typically in Minnesota, we can close as quick as 14 days if need be. There is a 10-day right of rescission period in the state of Minnesota. In Wisconsin, we can typically close as quick as 10 days. Our minimum down payment requirements are 15%. We can sometimes, very rare, go as low as 10%, but the shoe has to fit really well and it's got to be approved by our entire team. The funds can be gifted, so we don't source the funds. We don't really care where they come from, as long as they can prove to us that they can afford the payment and they show us that it's very minimal documentation. So a bank statement showing us they got the money, and then just show me, I do the underwriting. So just show me how you can afford to make the payment however you want to. If you get paid through Venmo, show me your Venmo. If you get paid cash, don't take a picture and send me cash. That won't work, but there's ways to figure that out. Um, Appraisal and title work are required, and we do require an inspection. If there's a septic and well, we require those compliance reports too. But we are finance contingent, so we're not buying in cash. We do take out commercial financing to purchase the properties, but we're already approved with our commercial lenders on guidance lines, so we don't have an underwriting process. So that's a big sell with us, especially in multiple offers on properties.
Which is how we can close in 14 days.
Yeah, 100%. So here's just a small list of people that we can help, right? You might be thinking, well, who would need a contract for deed? Here's a small list of people that would need it. Limited credit issues, collections, judgment, recent foreclosure, short sale, recent bankruptcy, mortgage late payments, student loans, tax liens, high DTI, issues sourcing income, assets, and or deposits, need or want to quit closing, new job, lack of 2-year work history, recent divorce, self-employed, 1099, don't show much income on paper, recently entering the United States, need for Islamic financing, down payment but declined by a traditional mortgage lender, that you have the down payment, and just issues submitting hundreds of pieces of documents to the mortgage lender. We hear that all the time. Clients like, listen, I know that, in 30 days I might be able to get approved by a traditional lender. And we always start there because I am a traditional mortgage lender. So I always look to see if clients qualify for that first prior to talking to them about contract for deed. Because I'd say what, 5 to 10 times we've had people reach out to us for a contract for deed that have been turned down by 3 to 4 mortgage lenders. And I was able to think outside the box and get them approved for traditional financing. So we're not here to just set people up on contracts that we think that would qualify for traditional financing. We don't want to do any priority or predatory lending or anything like that. So we always look out for the client's best interests. Here's our different pricing options. And we'll make sure, I think, Kathy, you'll send that email that I sent you out to the whole team, which includes this PowerPoint and our pricing options and all of that. But here's our down pay or our different pricing options that we have. So for 20% down or more, that is our best deal. Interest rates right now are right around 9.5, so 9 to 9.5. It depends on which commercial lender that we send it to. But our acquisition fee, that's our fee that we charge, is 3% of the purchase price with a minimum of $10,000. Clients can pay it on the back end if they want to. And if they do want to pay it on the back end, it's tiered per year that they pay us off or sell the property or whatever. And that's there on the left hand of your screen. We do have estimated closing costs. Like any traditional mortgage, we do escrow for property taxes and homeowners insurance. So a big part of that is their first year of homeowners insurance, title fees, appraisal, government recording fees, tax escrow, admin fees, all that. It is a 5-year contract, amortized for 25 years, up to 25 years. If they want to shorten that, they can, by all means. And then option 2 is over on the right with our 15% down option. Interest rates right around 10.5 to 11% currently right now. And that structure is the first 5% goes to our company as an acquisition fee. 10% goes towards the contract. And then we have to put up 5% of our own money because our commercial lenders require us to put 20% down. And that's why the interest rates and the fees are a tad bit higher. And then there is an acquisition fee built on the back end as well, depending on when they pay us off. In regards to the closing costs and acquisition fee, if they want, there is no limit on seller concessions. So we can get very creative because we're using commercial financing. So if there's a house that's been sitting on the market forever and we want to go in and ask the seller for a seller gift of equity to help our client get from 15% down to 20% down and then ask for 4% seller concessions, we can do that. So that's the nice thing too, is there's commercial financing is a lot more open than traditional financing.
And overall, it's another tool in your tool belt to when you're out there talking to your clients. I mean, you guys are the experts in real estate, right? You're out there talking with your clients. A lot of times you'll get something under contract and they'll be like, "Oh, we have an inspection." They look to you for the inspector. Anything that goes wrong, you'll get a phone call a couple months after because of water plumb, that you need a plumber or whatever. This is another tool for you to be the expert in real estate. And they say like, I'd really like a house, but I can't get qualified. This is another option you can give them to help them move their whole process forward and also give you more clout at being the real estate expert with, the connections within the community. So
Love it. Thanks, Eric. And here's the difference between Wisconsin and Minnesota with contract for deed is Minnesota, it's called a contract for deed. In Wisconsin, it's called a land contract. They both mean the same thing, just different terms. That's all. Most of the country, I think, calls it a land contract. A lot of people know it that way, Minnesota contract for deed, but you'll hear both terms. And these are some different types of properties that we'll do with contract for deed. So, whether you're looking for a primary residence to live with your family, an investment property, a second home, a commercial building, a multi-unit, we've done restaurants, we've done daycares, we've done churches, we've done laundromats, we've done a racetrack in Wisconsin. Pretty much anything. As long as it makes sense and the maths, we will always look at something. We do not offer construction loan financing, though, for contract for deed. So that would be somebody that wants to build their own house and they need a construction loan. We will not do that, but we will work with builders. If the builder is going to finance the build, we will do the end loan so that client can purchase that property from the builder. We are a really good referral partner with Pulte. Pulte sends us all their denials. And as you know, they are a national builder and have their own in-house financing. So the fact that they're sending their clients over to us to help get the deals done says a lot. And that's typically when their in-house lenders drop the ball, when they mess up on a pre-approval, whatever the case may be.
And this is like to go off of the Pulte thing. This is another good example of where you guys can come in. Anyone who's been in real estate long enough has had a client that has done something stupid or a bad mortgage person who pre-approved them, and then when it comes right down to it, couldn't get approved. We've had people like buy a car right before closing, couldn't close, and we'd step in and be able to close it, save the deal. You guys can keep your commission then. The deal gets to close, the client gets their house, and they might need 6 months to get into regular financing. So we're a really good option for that bridge when, the unexpected happens at the 1 yard line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like Eric said, you've all been there, right? You've all been there where you get a call from the agent or the client saying, "Oh, I lost my job," or I had to switch jobs, or
Commission's
I
not
mi
counting.
yeah, I missed my mortgage payment because I thought we were closing this month, so I didn't think I needed to make it, and now their credit went down, and because of the mortgage late payment, they can't close, or just maybe the lender is just an idiot and issued a bad pre-approval letter, right? That happens all the time. These are perfect scenarios where as long as a client has a down payment or access to a down payment, we can get in there and help them close, make sure both agents get paid, the seller gets their money, they can move on with their life. So reach out to us first, or when the deals fall apart, we're always here to help. These are some of our closed properties that we have. Like I said, this is the state of Minnesota and Wisconsin. We probably got another 30 to 40 that are on this list that we have to update, but we're all over the place. We'll do anywhere in Minnesota, anywhere in Wisconsin. And this is for agents now. So this is how you guys and gals can close 6 to 12 more deals per year by tapping into 50% of the buyers that other agents are ignoring. So I'm not a real estate agent, but I probably could be, I think. And what I know is a lot of agents are focused on two things right now. Number one, listings, right? And number two, traditional pre-approved buyers. Would you agree, Eric?
I'd say 99%.
Yeah,
what it is.
99%. So this is non-traditional buyers. Focusing on non-traditional buyers is the win for contract for deed. And that's where, if you guys, I think of it as like a pond. Every agent is trying to fish in the same pond right now, and there's very little fish in there. But you have a pond over here that's non-traditional buyers, and not many people are marketing to those buyers at all. Those people are searching the MLS for contract for deed options. They're searching Google. They're looking for creative financing options. And very little people out there, agents, are marketing to them, whether it's on social media, whether it's on TikTok or any, Instagram, whatever. But this is where you guys can step in. And as long as you're consistent with it, you can really hit a home run. So non-traditional buyers, credit challenged or recent mortgage issues, self-employed, hard to document income, ready buyers with 15 to 20% down payment. That's what you're looking for. Do you want to go into the win more listings part and how they can go into a listing and
So I mean,
beat out other agents?
When you go into your listing, I mean, every agent that goes into a listing appointment saying the same thing. I'm gonna market it. I'm gonna put it on the MLS. I'm gonna use my network. We're gonna get it on all of the Zillow and everything out there. I'm gonna hold open houses. You can say all of that stuff. So when there's three people coming in for an interview, you're saying all the same things everyone else is, but you're also partnered with a company that's marketing towards the non-traditional buyers. I mean, at the end of the day, more than 50% of the country are not qualified to get a mortgage. The reason I say that is half of the country doesn't even file their taxes. Not saying we're like doing these contract for deeds with all these people who don't do their taxes, but there's a huge percentage of the country that just don't fit into the traditional bank box that they need. So this is allowing you to market their property not only to the traditional buyers but also to the non-traditional buyers. You can put on your listing that you're accepting contract for deed. There's a pretty decent percentage of people who actually look for houses that only have seller financing. You can make any one of your listings into a seller financing listing with partnering with us. So it just, like I said before, it's another tool in your toolbox to use with getting more listings and closing more deals.
Yeah, and the big thing with that in listing that you'll accept or you're accepting contract for deeds on a listing that you have, it's not necessarily the seller doing it, right? So when someone reaches out to you and says, "Hey, tell me what terms you're doing on this listing that you have," right? You just get them connected over to us and say, "Hey, you partner with Contract for Deed LLC." It doesn't mean that your seller's doing it. It means that you have an option for people that want a contract for deed. So that's where you'll get a lot more calls on your listings from people that are searching the MLS looking for contract for deeds. And then you can also market it too on social media and stuff like that. So,
And the thing with a lot of not everyone in here is gonna embrace this, but a few of you probably will. And from our experience, the people who do embrace it will end up doing like one deal, and they're like, "Oh, that was kind of easy." And it's really weird. Like all of the agents that we partner with, they come back 3 or 4 months later, and they're like, "I can't believe how many contract for deed people like hang out with other contract for deed people." Like we've had one agent closed a contract for deed. She didn't even really know what it was, probably about a year ago now. And she had like a roofing company guy who owned a roofing company. He was Latino, and he bought a house. And his cousins were like, "How did you buy a house?" So she went from closing just one for like 450, and he referred her to four other ones. She's closed 5 deals now in the last year, all around 450 a piece. So I mean, it's an extra $2.5 million worth of closings, and now she's like starting to advertise it on her personal webpage and starting to do some Facebook posts and stuff. And it's people who need contract for deeds hang out with other people who need them. They're in the same industries and they have the same issues.
I agree. So here's your action plan. Now, this is kind of directed at agents and marketing and how you can start finding these non-traditional buyers. Number one, just talk to people anytime that you're out, right? Just talk to people, tell them what you do. I'm sure you do that right now. But step one, meet with me. Get fully trained on the program. If you guys have any questions, I work 7 days a week, typically from about 9:30 a.m. to about 2:30 a.m. So if you have a question, reach out. Don't think that you're bothering me. I am working. That's number one. Just get full trained on the program, go through the email that we're going to send you guys, go through the PowerPoint again, and reach out with any questions. Number two, understand the ideal client profiles, right? Anybody self-employed, anybody that doesn't fit into the traditional mortgage box that has money for a down payment. And learn how to position yourself as the creative financing expert in your market and on social media. So the tips is don't mention Contract for Deed LLC by name in your videos. And the reason for that is because we want clients to reach out to you and then you refer them to us so that we know that it came from you, so that when we pre-approve them, we can send it back to you so you can make a commission. If you give our name and a client reaches out to us, we always ask the client how they got referred to us. But if they just say, "Oh, social media," we have no way to know that you sent that lead, and chances are it won't get back to you because we'll never know. So just say that you have an investor partner. Your investor partner or your creative financing specialist that you work with is here to help. And if you do 2 to 3 posts a day, I always say like maybe do 2 videos and a couple posts about like what is a contract for deed, how it works, who it can help, stuff like that. It works really well. And here's on the right-hand side here's a really good social media video strategy that you guys can do. Try to keep it to 2 to 3 minutes each, but set the scene first. You just finished a showing with an amazing client. Tell their story. They're self-employed. Funny thing about this client, they're self-employed contractor making this, but can't document income for a traditional bank, or recently divorced with credit rebuilding issues, or an entrepreneur with fluctuating income. And then explain the problem. They've been turned down by 3+ traditional lenders. The solution, I contacted them with my investor partner who specializes in creative financing, and the win is they got pre-approved and we're making an offer on this beautiful home tonight. Wish us luck. If you're watching this video and you're out there, you know somebody that fits this same mold, give me a call. I can help them. That's what you want to go off of. And then each video, just make it a different reason the client got turned down for traditional financing, and then you will then start, tapping into people that are watching these and they might share the same thing. A lot of people are divorces, hey, my husband was in charge of paying all the bills and he let our credit go, and I'm getting a lot of money from the divorce, and I'm getting alimony and child support and all that, but you can't use that right away with a traditional mortgage, but you can with contract for deed. So that's just another example. And then this is probably for um, your broker, the people that manage your websites, your team leads, that they can start doing some digital marketing and website strategy. So at creating, well, even as an agent, you can, if you have your own website, you can add like a creative financing or a contract for deed tab to it, build out that page where you're putting listings where, if clients go to that, they'll think that those properties are offering contract for deeds. And then you can put a questionnaire in there that they fill out. And then you use SEO, which is search engine optimization, and you pull people in from Google and searching the web to your website, to that page, to fill out that, questionnaire, and then you get a free lead. All you have to do is call them and make sure they have that 15 to 20% down payment. If they do, send over the introduction to us, and that's a lead that you get. So you can build your team off of it. You can get other agents to build that, to get them over to the brokerage by partnering with us. There's a lot of different things that you can do. And here's some additional content ideas. You guys use ChatGPT. I'm sure a lot of you are already using it. Hopefully, all of you are using some form of AI. But this is, do educational posts. What is a contract for deed? 5 signs you need creative financing. Self-employed, here's how to buy, and make story-based posts, right? Tell about client successes, right? You can go on to our videos and listen to them. And, we're on YouTube, TikTok, um, Facebook, Instagram. We're on all of them. So look us up, subscribe, like us, and then you'll see the videos that we're doing. And then you can just copy that and do one of your own based on the same thing if that's what you want to do. But yeah, and the pro tip, invest in what works. If you find a video that's doing well, boost it. Let the algorithm work for you. $100 spent on a great video could get you 10 to 20 quality leads. Do the math on average commission made. I mean, there's your year right there. So. All right. So this is also some networking and referral strategies. Go to where non-traditional buyers are. Cash-based businesses, nail salons. Next time you're getting your nails done, I'm sure the lady that's doing them may be Asian descent and all that. We work with a lot of Asians. We work with a lot of Hispanics. We work with a lot of Muslims. We work with just a ton of self-employed people all over the place. Bartenders, servers. Every once a week, I go into a Hispanic restaurant and I talk to the people. I bring in business cards and I talk to them and I just say, hey, this is what I do. If you need help, here's some business cards. Everywhere I go, I hand out business cards and I'm talking to everybody that I'm around, asking them, are you struggling to get, pre-approved? Are you trying to buy a house? Tell me your story. But these are just some examples on the left there, you guys. And your approach, just bring some business cards and flyers. Introduce yourself as a real estate agent who specializes in helping people who have been turned down by traditional banks and who need creative financing. So like I said, just become the expert in your field, talk to everybody, and let your sphere do the talking for you.
And if you're wondering why, like we keep on bringing up like first generation Americans who are here, the only countries that really bank the way we do are over in Europe. Anyone in like Latin America or South America, they don't have the traditional banking structures that we do. So this is how they buy houses down there. It's very familiar to them. A lot of them they don't really believe in bank accounts. They don't keep their money in a bank account. They literally keep it in a safe in their house and they, pool money together. You'll have cousins and aunts and uncles and everyone chip in for one person to buy a duplex. They pay it off. We have a lot of them come in. They literally amortize it over 5 years, pay the house off, go buy another one. So the reason why that's a target for you is because of what they're used to, of where they came from, and how they have trouble adapting to our new banking system. So this is just what they know and what they feel comfortable with.
And as Eric said earlier, you guys, the multiplier effect. Birds of a feather flock together. People who need contract for deed hang out with people that need contract for deed. So again, we have a ton of agents who didn't know what a contract for deed was. Like Eric said, they learned about it. They met with us. They got one client. That client referred them more clients. And these clients are much more appreciative than a traditional buyer. We go to closing. We bring them a gift. We take a photo. They're crying at closing because no one would give them the time of day or help them out. And now their family has their own home and they want to leave you a review. They want to, send you referrals and stuff like that. So it's very rewarding. I mean, I love doing it. I love helping people that think that they don't have a chance to get into a house. So again, program requirements, as long as they have this stuff, this is all the documents we ask for. Verify your income source with a pay stub or W-2 or whatever. Give us a bank statement showing us you got the money and you're good to go. Credit scores do not matter. We do a soft pull on credit just to see what's on their credit, but we do not hit them with their credit score. We don't care. And so here's our process, you guys. Very simple. Real estate agent introduces the client to me. And again, in the email I send you guys, you'll have a template for all of this stuff. So, a template for the client introduction over to me. There's a template in when you're submitting the offer over to the listing agent. There's a good template explaining who we are and what we do to help get our offers accepted. Everything's in there. The clients would then fill out our application, which is on our website. It's very, very easy. It takes like 1 to 2 minutes. And then I'll call them and we'll do an application review with them, very similar to a traditional mortgage. We will then pre-approve, figure out what the client's purchase power goals are and all that, and then we'll get them back over to you as the agent. Agent then signs a buyer rep agreement with their client in order to show them houses and to make sure that you're doing things by the book. You look for homes for them. Once you find one you like, you send me over the address. I'll run some numbers for them, and then you write the offer. When you write the offer, you send over, it's going to be based on what the client wants to offer, right? That purchase price, when they want to close. But with us, we like to do the commercial financing. So it's going to be commercial financing, finance contingent, inspection contingent, unless there's multiple offers and you say the property's in really good condition. We can take your word for it, but we always need to err on the side of risk with us in case the client doesn't pay us and we have to take that property back. We can't have it be a huge mess where we have to put a bunch of money into it to then, relist it on the market and fire sale it. So once you send over the purchase agreement to us to sign, you send over a new buyer rep agreement to us for that property only. We will then sign it. You make the offer. Once it's accepted, you do the inspection, and then we do appraisal and title. And once those are back, we're ready to close. So it's very, very easy. And then it is celebration time. And here's some photos of us at closings. Like I said, we show up, we take a photo, everybody's happy. It's a great time. And that's it, you guys. So that's, in a nutshell, what we do. We are here to help. We're always, I'm a marketing guru. If you guys want an idea for a video or something like that, call me. I'd love to jump on a call with you guys. Whatever you need, reach out, but we'll open it up to questions to see if anybody has any.
Boy, that was a great presentation. Thank you so much for that, you guys. Very well done.
Thank you.
If anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute yourselves or you can type them into the chat box. I haven't seen any yet.
I have a question.
Okay. Hi,
two of them. Mike, what is your phone number and slow enough that an old lady can write the numbers down, please?
Sure. It's 763-639.
639.
9171.
9171. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
My main question, because I have a perfect one for this. You talked about getting seller concessions or something, and that was Greek to me. Can you go through that process of what you're actually doing on that seller concession thing?
Yeah, so seller concession is just asking the seller to cover some of your buyer's closing costs. So you're just asking them to give some money out of their net proceeds. It's in the purchase agreement, page 4, something like that in the middle, where you're just asking the seller to give up some concessions. And that goes towards our client's closing costs on the contract for deed and helps covers their closing costs. So it keeps their cash due at closing as low as possible.
So you're telling me there's 2 closings at the closing?
There is two closings essentially. We purchase the property from the seller, and then
Okay.
our client shows up. So our client's there on the spot, and then we turn around and sell it to them on a contract for deed. A contract for deed is considered a sale where our client takes advantage of all the tax benefits. They do have equitable ownership. Once they pay off the
Yeah.
contract for deed, then they have full ownership.
So so they take the contract for deed, they take it down to the county, everything's recorded. So they have
We do that, by the way.
Yeah.
The client doesn't do that.
Right,
We
we do that.
record it with the county.
So they have full equitable ownership of the property. They're allowed to sell it or do anything they want with it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I dealt with one a long time ago, and it was really funny because the sellers wanted all their money right away. And
Yeah.
one other agent in my office came in and I said it was like they had raised 6 kids in this house. And I said, this would be perfect. And that's when all the people were coming from Asia. And I
Yeah.
said, it'd be perfect for one of those families. And she came in with this offer, and it was a contract for deed, 30 years, no bonus payment or anything. And they snapped at it because they wouldn't have a big tax bump to start with. And they were getting monthly income, and they were only going to rent an apartment. So it was just, I walked out of there and said, never listen to what they say they will not take.
Sure. Yeah. And the nice thing about working with us too, we didn't really touch on this, is there's essentially 3 target markets that you guys can market to with our programs. Number one is the non-traditional buyer, just somebody that's looking to buy a new property, right? Whether it's commercial, investment property, second home, primary residence. That's your first target market when you're doing marketing videos and when you're doing content. Number two is somebody who owns their current home. So let's say somebody owns their current home. Let's say Eric owns his house right now, has a ton of equity in it, but he missed a couple mortgage payments because his wife was sick. They were going through it. Something came up. Now their credit cards are racked up. They want to finish their basement and maybe go on a vacation with the family or something, but they have no way to access their equity because their credit scores, no bank will work with them. Well, if you can market to those people and they reach out to you and you connect them with us, we will then purchase the property from them and we will sell it back to them on a contract for deed up to 75% loan to value. I do credit repair all the time for clients for free. So that's where I'll help them, put them on a good credit plan, pay off a bunch of their stuff, consolidate stuff, and it'll be temporary. So they'll be in the contract for deed until they can get their credit scores up and refinance back into a traditional mortgage. And you might think as an agent, well, how do I get paid, right, on that? Well, someone has to write the purchase agreement. So you'd be representing the seller and you'd be representing us as the buyer. So maybe you give them a deal and charge them 4% or whatever, but just make sure that they got the equity to cover all that because the fees come out of their equity, right? But there's a way, and then your third target market is current homeowners who have gotten too far late and are now in the foreclosure process, but they want to stay. They want to stay in their house. They're in their redemption period. They got equity and they don't want to leave. And all the sharks right now are swarming them, trying to use scare tactics to make them sign over their deed to them and all that. Well, we're here to help. We want to keep them in the house. So again, you connect them with us. We can use their equity as their down payment and closing costs and covers your commission and all that too. We will buy it from them, pay off the sheriff's sale, and then we sell it back to them on a contract for deed and we allow them to stay in the house. So those are 3 different target markets that you guys can go after, not just the buyer side. Go after current homeowners. Everybody's hurting right now. I mean, with elevated costs and cost of living is through the roof. And I mean, gas, groceries, electricity,
went up again today.
interest rates went up slightly again today. So people are hurting. So you just gotta connect with them, do content. And someone might be watching that to be like, hey, my mom or my grandma or my neighbor or my coworker at work is exactly what you're describing right now, and they're looking to buy. I'm going to refer your contact info, right? So just consistency is where it's at. Keep doing it. I guarantee it'll work.
I can think of another target being a great grandma and my friends. And the one I'm thinking of is I have a bonus daughter, and she's got a daughter who's got credit for crap, and she's tried to buy a house different times. And that's the one I've got in mind. And she's like an RN, and I think even higher up than that. But the credit is crap. And but she really wants to buy a house, and she should be in a house. So it's like children and grandchildren of my friends
Yeah,
Would-
and all they got to do is reach out to their grandmas for a gift for the down payment, and they're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Out of their equity. Yeah. Too bad you're not in New Jersey because I've got a bonus daughter out there too who's trying to
Yeah.
refi because of a divorce and wants to assume the whole thing, but the bank has given them a real hard time.
Yeah, we might grow more. Like I said, we're in Minnesota and Wisconsin right now. Over time, we will move to other states, but we do have to be leery about those states' guidelines, right? So each state has different guidelines on land contracts and contract for deed. So some states make it not very favorable to contract for deed companies that do it. So that's why we do Minnesota and Wisconsin right now. So
Yeah.
anybody
I
else
would
have other questions?
There's another question from Debbie. A client filed bankruptcy 2 years ago. Potential contract for deed prospect, has newer job but stable. You have any advice?
Yeah, that would work. I mean, like I said, you guys, credit scores don't matter. So to answer that next question, credit scores, I do a soft pull, but I don't look at them. I don't care. I care what's on the credit. I don't care about credit scores. Yeah, that would work for that client. Client filed bankruptcy 2 years ago. Again, as long as they have a job that they can make income at, that they're working full time, I don't really care. Like if they've been job hopping and they've had 15 jobs in the last 2 years, yeah, that's a problem, right? But if you had, five or you just got a job and you have a employment gap of a little bit, I'll look at it. As long as you got the down payment requirement, we'll look at it for sure. So
We really like, I mean, we look at everything, but we just make it make sense to us and we'll work with you.
yeah, and if they lie, I'll find out because this is what I do for a living. I've been a traditional mortgage lender for 20 years, so I'm very good at underwriting. So as long as they tell me the truth and they're open and honest, and at the end of the day, you guys, we have enough real estate of our own. We did not create this company to take our clients' properties. We have probably 115 contracts out there right now. We've only had to take one back, and that's because the lady left the house. She went crazy, left, kept all her stuff there, and stopped paying us and disappeared. We couldn't find her. She forced our hand. We had to take it back. But other than that, like we've had clients right now that haven't paid us for May, right? As long as they communicate with us and they're honest and they're not dodging us and stuff like that, we'll work with them. But, if they dodge us and all that, we just send it to our attorney. Our attorney takes care of it and we move on. So. Any other questions?
Yeah, I don't think we have any other questions, but if something comes up, we'll definitely reach out to you, Mike or Eric. Kathy will reach out to you. We'll forward that question to you.
Yeah,
Other than
there's a
that,
question.
oh,
There's one more in there that I just saw that you said a buyer should have a 30% down payment in order to move forward with their low credit score. No. So again, our minimum down payment requirements are 15 to 20%. If they want raw land, their down payments go from 25 to 30. Commercial is minimum 25, but for a primary residence, as low as 15% down is what we'll do. So again, there are closing costs, right? So if they have to cover their own closing costs, they're probably looking at 18.5%. But if you can get seller concessions to cover those, they can get into a property with minimum 15%. So I hope that helps. And this will all be in the email, you guys. Like I said, Kathy or Jeremy will send that over to you guys. So you'll have the email with this PowerPoint, all of our pricing options, my contact info, everything. So.
Okay.
sounds good,
And a
Mike.
big thing too is halal financing. We do a lot of that for Muslim clients with contract for deeds. So just know that we do offer that option where we don't charge them interest. So
Mm.
Latanya, you have a question?
I did. I wanted to know about the training. You said there was some sort of training to take with this.
no training, just educating yourself on what it is. So just the email that your team, Kathy and Jeremy send you guys, the email that I sent them, just go through that, right? Go through that and understand how contract for deeds work and reach out to me with any questions. That's what I mean by that.
Okay.
The training is just educating yourself on what contract for deeds are, how they work, the typical client that it would be perfect for to help out, and how we work, right, in doing it. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very familiar with the contract for deeds. I've been doing those for quite a while, but personally, but I've never seen a company that actually participated, especially a mortgage company. So.
Well, so the mortgage company is not doing it. This is a separate company. So my mortgage company is Luminate Bank, Refine Lending. So this is a separate company that I own with Eric and Kenny. So the
Okay.
mortgage company's not offering it, right? That's us offering it with our commercial lenders that we work with. And we
Okay.
do allow clients to buy whatever property they want. So just know that, right? The seller does not have to be on board for the contract for deed. We purchase the property from the seller and then we sell it back to our client on a contract for deed. So
Okay.
more about the
Question.
halal.
Well,
So
I'll
yeah,
because I have a seller right now that's looking to get rid of the property. Um, and he's open to a contract for deed. So yeah, I'll give you a call and see how we can brainstorm on that one.
yeah, sounds good. And the halal, you guys, so we just, instead of calling it interest, we call it per diem. I mean, we're very well known in the Muslim community, so we help out a lot. So I've already sent the email to Kathy, right? And Jeremy, you guys have that email I sent you with the PowerPoint in there in my flyers that I attached to it. Do you guys want to send it to the team, or do you want to provide me everyone's email address and I can do it? Up to you guys, whatever you want to do.
No, we can get it sent out to the team.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
One more question. If the buyer who buys on the contract for deed gets their life straightened out and their finances straightened out, would you look at their giving them one of your personal, or not personal, but the company that does traditional
Yes,
mortgages?
they can refinance out whenever they want. We don't have any prepayment penalties. So
You help them with that if they're
Yeah,
he'll help with credit repair or whatever to get them out of it, and then he'll actually do the refinance if that's where they want to go. If they have a different lender that they traditionally use, then we don't try and steal business from other lenders. But yeah, if they want Mike to take that over and help refi him out, he's one of the best at doing it. That's how I met him. I was a traditional real estate agent for 20 years and partnered with Mike. I didn't send clients to anyone else for the last 10, 15 years just because he answers his phone anytime. Like he said, I've had clients call him at 11 o'clock at night and he'll take a half hour to talk through stuff and make them feel comfortable when they're, in the one of the biggest decisions of their life. So
Yeah. In other words, it's just the answers are what's wonderful.
yeah, I'm essentially a one-stop shop, you guys, right? Like I get
Yeah.
it. All of you have your own traditional mortgage lenders. That's great. We get Contract for Deed gets leads from other lenders all the time, and they know that I'm a lender, right? But we
Right.
never, I'll always send that lead back to them. But for you agents, I'm a one-stop shop. I'm an expert with every single traditional loan program, from ITIN to standard traditional halal financing, construction loans, rehab loans, non-QM. USDA, VA, conventional, jumbo, everything, construction loans, rehab, if I didn't say that already, but I do everything. So, and then I also have ownership in a contract for deed company with Eric. So we literally have every program for every client. So,
Wonderful.
well, like I said, guys, if you need anything, just reach out. You can get to me anytime you want. So.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think we have any more questions. If they, as I mentioned
Thank you.
earlier, if they have any, you have a question, Latanya?
No, I was just saying thank you.
yeah,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you guys. Appreciate you taking the time and letting us share what we do with you guys. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Mike. Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, guys. See you later. Have a great week.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks a lot, both of you. Great job. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.